Hey everyone, it's Susan Kennedy here with a reading for you for the week leading into the full moon in Sagittarius, June the 4th or the 5th, depending on where you are. Always full moons are really big energy, and I'm just seeing it's like we've got our torch out, in this week leading up to it, a lot of things being revealed to us as individuals. The things that we have feared are really, really coming to the surface. And look, they do every full moon. But because we're in this 7 year, and this 7 year is about our purpose, it kind of feels like those things that are stopping us from fully recognizing our capacity to have and be and do what we want. So this very clear image I have is a child walking down an alleyway in the dark and seeing all the ghosts of the past. We've come out of Mercury being in retrograde and we've been in its shadow for a couple of weeks. So the shadow energy is, let's say, the 2 weeks after a planet goes direct. And it's kind of like that period where you go, oh, I just need to rest. I just need to recuperate. And so a lot of the communication that you've been having, maybe with your guides, might have been offline for a while. You might have been going, well, where is everybody? Where are my people? Where are my, those guides that normally give me that download, where are they? So there are times when we need as human beings to actually clear and to understand what it is that's holding us back. So a lot of inner child healing this week, a lot of awareness, a lot of insight. So there'll be kind of this lightning quick communication that your soul has with your physical being, kind of saying, look, you've been fearing things like homelessness, poverty, things like not having good health, not having enough purpose, not enough money. All of those sorts of things have been there. Or maybe not having the love you want, your relationship maybe not going the way you want it to go. So those, that fear energy, it's kind of bubbling to the surface. And this full moon, as we go into it, there's this influence, if you like, of Jupiter going into Taurus. Now, when Jupiter goes into Taurus, it kind of expands our awareness. And for the next 12 months, Jupiter in Taurus is going to call us to really become, let's say, more aware of our need for simplicity, kind of creature comforts, like building on what we've got, maybe not making decisions that are too rash, but really looking at what it is that helps us to feel joyful, safe, secure. And it's a time where, leading into that time, anything that doesn't make you feel like that will have been, as I said, bubbling up to the surface. So Jupiter's already in Taurus. It's moved in the last few days. So now we've got this whole 12 months where our awareness will be, well, what do I really need? And I really believe and see that a lot of what we're moving into is a time of more simplicity. Maybe that time again of going through your cupboards, going through the things that you have and saying, well, actually, do I really need this? Is there somebody else that could get a better use from it? So that kind of, we're midway, coming midway through the year as well. And always at the end of the year, the beginning of the year, we do that big clear out thing. We're kind of coming into that midpoint now in June. So as we come into the full moon energy, there'll be a light shining. What's enough? What don't you need? What do you really crave? What do you really want? We also move into this time of the huge beauty of Sagittarius, the archer with the arrow in its hand that says, well, what is it, that I am so focused on? So if you've been lacking focus, then expect after the full moon to have that renewed focus with a renewed sense of calm, because honestly, it's been such an up and down few weeks. These eclipses that we've had, this time of really sorting out what is important. What are your values? What is important? So full moons always are a great time to set not so much new intentions, because you've already done that on the new moon, but to really set an intention, I guess, to let go, to feel yourself as whole, but to see things in their true light. So I am seeing a lot of people working through old stuff, and it is the old stuff, and it may be a lot of past life stuff that comes to the fore at the moment. So not maybe just this life, but those lives that have truly influenced our decision to be here in this life. So your decision to be here in this life has been, as I always say, it's to experience yourself as more love, but it is to recognize your creative power to influence the energy on the planet, the energy in the universe, in the cosmos. Now, I also saw that whatever is unfolding right now for you, so whatever you're going to resolve in this next week, so there will be resolution. There'll be this period of going, well, yeah, that was my fear, because you can't heal something until you actually understand it. So that energy's already been with us for, a week or so. It will continue this week. And as you move into the full moon, it would be a great opportunity to have that intention to kind of put that ghost to bed, if you like, to put it to rest, to honor it, to accept it, maybe even doing a little ritual around it where you can say, well, that was my fear, and maybe even do that kind of a reconciliation of your life so you can see what you've already overcome that has resulted from those fears that you've been holding, that have been so deep, so underlying, that they've kind of driven every decision that you've made. Now, it's been a while since I've had a song drop in while I do a reading, but this, as I was preparing for this, the ABBA song, I Believe in Angels, came up, and I've just got it here on my computer because I just want to look at the lyrics again. So it's that thing, I have a dream, a song to sing, to help me cope with anything. If you see the wonder of a fairy tale, you can take the future, even if you fail. So those lyrics, and I'll put the lyrics in the comments, or not the comments, but in the blurb, because I think it's really reminding us that we've all had a dream. So dreams, again, being very, very strong at the moment, but we had a dream, or we came here to weave magic. We came here at this time as light workers, as healers, as creators, all of the things that you are, nurturers, way showers, transformationalists. You all came here with a dream to weave, and we're weaving this energy around the planet. So that thing of believing in angels, I really see that we're going to be more and more aware of the angelic presence that you are. So each and every one of you have angelic energy in you. And you're not only going to become aware of that for yourself, but you'll become more aware of it in those people that you associate with. So there may be people in your circle that are not of that frequency. And I really see that this month there may be some of those people that you just decide are no longer, I guess, helpful in your life. So that you may just decide not necessarily to have huge rifts with those people, but just to recognize that they're on a different path and they're weaving their own kind of energy, whereas you're going to, let's say, associate more with those other people that are on that same band that you're on, that same band of frequency. So that 432 hertz, the heart frequency, which is where we are moving more and more into. It's also about seeing the good in everything at the moment, seeing the good in every situation that's happened and is happening. So even some of the things that are unfolding at the moment, this full moon energy is helping us see the extreme anger that is unresolved, the way that things have gone out of balance as a whole on the planet, the haves, and I talked about this before, the haves, the have-nots. And I don't mean that in a way that is about people shouldn't have, but sometimes there is no way that some people can make headway unless they get help from someone else, and help that is empowering, not help that is keeping them stuck in that victim mode energy. So you yourself may be called at the moment to do some volunteering. You might be called to see how you can really teach something. So all of you that are working, in as light workers, or even working in your field, doing what you're doing, you might just decide that there's something that you really want to bring to others that has value. So this month, this month of June, this full moon is starting it off. So this actual understanding the power that you have to influence, to change the story, to make a new story. Beautiful, beautiful things. Seeing the good in everything that is happening, all the things that are unfolding with different countries, different people. We seem to be having big amounts of tragedies. When I say that, I just saw recently, 4 people killed, 6 people killed, that these kind of things where we go, wow, these are huge tragedies that people have to deal with. And they affect us all. They also bring us back to that place of the reverence of life. What is important? What can we enjoy? What can we create that brings that ripple of love through the people that we associate with? So I'm going to use the Sacred Power reading cards today, just to bring another element of transformational guidance for this week, because that's all it is, isn't it? It's understanding that we can get additional information that's going to help us on this journey. I'm always excited to see what comes. Interesting one, Divas. So if you look at that, it is beautiful crystalline energy. Now, that ties in with what I was seeing because I always meditate before, and then I sometimes forget to bring through what I see. But what I was seeing is that there is a change to your crystalline frequency, your actual physical makeup. And I've been seeing this for a long time in my healings, that there's almost like a grid outside of your body that is like a new matrix, a new energy of, it's just a matrix that exists outside of your body and inside your body. It's a new energy, but it's almost like pieces of that are coming together. So if we're going to have new frequencies of insight, awareness, knowledge, healing, music, creation, because we're moving into Aquarius, and that's the energy we're moving into, is this whole energy of expansion, then for that to happen, something on an energetic level has to change. And so you will find this month that you may have been in a position where something has been broken, like it could have been a broken bone. And I don't know how many of my friends, colleagues, light workers, people have broken bones, or had things happen physically over the last 3 or 4 years. It's like something's had to break. So that break could have been your heart. It could have been your connection with something. It could have been a physical break. It could have been, an extreme illness that's been there to open something else up. So very much this devic energy, crystalline energy. So I would encourage you to work with some crystals, to look at maybe doing some gridding of crystals. If you've got your crystals, do some grids around you, especially at the full moon time. But it's also calling on the elementals. And this elemental energy will be more and more obvious to you at the moment. So the elementals, the fairies, the pixies, the spirit animals, even your guides, the galactic beings, all of those energies that are interdimensional. So we are in a process at the moment of like a vast transition through the photon belt, is what I was just saying. It's like we are being pulled through very quickly. And that's why there's this kind of heightened energy at the moment. Massive anger, great good things happening. But it's like, whoa, we're in a whirlwind. We're in the Wizard of Oz thing, the Dorothy kind of energy. So crystalline energy coming online. Extreme healing for your physical body and your energetic body. A connection, a new connection. Now that new connection in the energy field will bring more clarity. It will bring more, I'm just seeing the pathways going through the body being much clearer. So there'll also be a calling over this next couple of weeks for you to really purify and to look at what you can put into your body that is lighter. So a much lighter load of food intake, perhaps more and more water, more and more focus for you on the fresh, the natural, which of course is going to bring great health benefits anyway. Wow, love this one. So again, now this one, source, kind of what I just spoke about, being dragged through the photon belt. You know, we've got so much going on with the sun at the moment, our central sun, which to me always represents the energy of the Great Spirit. And I think I read somewhere the other day, they said there's a sunspot that's formed on the surface of the sun that's 4 times the size of the Earth. And it's directing plasma at the Earth. We're going to have all these auroras. We may get interruptions over the next couple of years in our communications, in our satellites. So, you know, it kind of makes me feel that we are being prepared to not be so dependent on our technology, to come back to source, which is us, but to come back to, let's say, where we get our food from, what we do with our food. Look, I live in an apartment block, but, you know, I'm kind of saying to myself, maybe I need to now get some pots and things out there and start growing some things. Never been a green finger or a green thumb, whatever it is, but I'm kind of feeling that, you know, that awareness, that calling. So if you've got that, I would say to you, really follow that. Start this process of, you know, maybe having some things that you can source for yourself. But this is that connection back to the, you know, the angelic realms. So believe in angels, believe in your dreams, push through the darkness, find those good things in everything. But know that this is a kind of a you time. It's a really, really beautiful time. Couldn't plan this, could you? So angel assistance is the other card. And, you know, we've got this beautiful kind of strength. The angel there looks to me a lot like Michael, but we've got Metatron's cube at the back. So let's call on Metatron, let's call on Michael, let's call on all of those angels. But the energy of Metatron, very strong. So whatever you wish to bring forward for yourself in your life at the moment, this full moon, you know, Sagittarius energy is this traveling, this expansion, this joy, this ability to really see things differently and explore. So I'd encourage you in this full moon to, yeah, you know, shine that light on what stops you from being open and exploring, but also bring in this beautiful angelic assistance. Metatron, one of the things I'm seeing around what he's bringing through, okay, is this connection that you have to others. There's almost this sense of this magnetic connection where those people in your life that are actually for your highest good, they will show up more and more. There is a sense of something to be learnt, but it feels like it's sibling energy, I want to say. So brothers, sisters that have been in your life, maybe they're still there, maybe they've passed, maybe it's the soul sister, soul brother that you have that is going to be very much part of your key at the moment to solving something, finding something, becoming more and more aware. One more, just because we can. Sound. So being able to express yourself, but using the sound from your heart. It's not just about you expressing your words. It's about being able to step into harmonic convergence, harmonic frequencies. So perhaps at this time explore some of the solfeggio frequencies. You can get those on any YouTube channel, Spotify, but look for those frequencies that resonate with you, and more potentially as well tap into that capacity that you've got to heal yourself through the energy of sound. Now, when I talk about healing yourself, it's not sometimes, you know, we talk about healing because we've got illnesses or we've got things like that. But I always think about healing as just coming into alignment. That means we're mind, body, soul. we are in that space where we feel completely focused, completely centered. We're not drawn off our soul's energy from other people, from the news, from, you know, the environment or what's going on, but we're totally in alignment. So it may be important for you to take certain moments of the day to just step in and perhaps do a bit of tapping, a bit of, you know, toning, bringing the sound that's in you out so that you can use that sound to rebalance your physical, emotional, and mental energy. Well, so anyway, that was the guidance there for the full moon. And I just have this energy or this image of Mary now. She's coming in just saying it's time to experience some sweetness. It's time to experience some gifts from others. And I don't mean physical gifts. I mean the gifts of love, the gifts. And one of the things is, and I'm being shown, is sharing food. That energy of maybe you cooking or somebody cooking for you, but actually the gift of sharing food. Because there's something that happens when food is cooked with love and when you share it with love. So much love to you. As always, thank you for those of you that do subscribe or share. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon for another reading. Lots of love. Bye for now.